My new favorite snack. I need a partner. iMovie bloat and stiffness, but not the good kind. All this and more in the next 30 seconds on Galactic Daily News. Good evening, folks. Welcome to Galactic Daily News for the 12th of August, 2019. This is obviously the evening edition. Wasn't planning on doing an evening edition, but I had some, dinner a couple hours ago. Felt the need for a nap. Went to take a 1-hour nap. Ended up being a 2-hour nap. But apparently while I was napping, I had an idea. And so I wanted to get that idea out there for you guys, and we'll get to that here in a minute. There are actually a few things I want to talk about. I actually made a list this time of things to talk about. That way I wouldn't forget anything, but I still feel like I forgot something that I haven't put on the list. So, but anyway, what we're covering tonight. So lately, I've developed an addiction to nacho cheese Doritos. Hang on a second. I think the dog wants to go out. And we're back. Okay. So our first subject tonight is Doritos. The nacho cheese type of Doritos. The original, as far as I know. When I was a kid, I was a weird kid. I'm a weird kid now. But when I was a kid, my mom often bought Doritos. And the bag would be there, and I'd come home from school and be a little peckish, and I'd look at the bag of Doritos and be like, meh. Because the thing is, I didn't really like cheese. For no logical reason. I just, when I was, 5 or 6, I developed a dislike of cheese. Put it on a sandwich, I'll eat it. Macaroni and cheese, well, never really liked macaroni and cheese. But you put cheese in practically anything that requires cheese, I'd eat it, no problem. But I wouldn't eat cheese by itself. And in some cases, I wouldn't even let you put it on a sandwich for me. I got over that, thank goodness. There's still types of cheeses I don't like, but in general, cheese is okay with me. I'm a big fan of cheddar. I'm a big fan of Velveeta. But, I grew up in the 70s. But when I was a kid, I'd see the bag of Doritos there, and what I would do is I would take a few out, usually the whole ones, right? The ones that are still got the full triangle shape. And here's the weird part. I would lick the cheese off the Dorito. Then I would put them on a paper towel, throw some salt on them, put them in the microwave for 30 seconds, just enough to, and then get them out, just enough basically to get the, to dry them out again. My sister always thought this was weird. She was usually home with me. My mother never found out about it, though I think if she did, she would think it was weird too. So if you're watching this, Mom, yeah, I'm weird. But you knew that. But that's how I would eat Doritos. Eventually, I came to like the taste of the Doritos with the cheese on them, so I didn't have to lick the cheese off and then dry them out again. And these days, I can't get enough. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the lack of salt in my body. My body's craving salt, which I've always been a big salt person. People would, chastise me for the amount of salt I would put on things, but I've always needed it. And I always figured that if your body didn't want something, it would dislike the taste. These days, I love the taste of the original nacho cheese Doritos. Um, I go through almost a bag a day, really. Yeah, maybe not that much, maybe 2 bags a day, or a bag every 2 days. Um, but I love it. And like right now, there's crumbs in the bag, and I will probably annihilate those crumbs later on. That wasn't the main reason why I'm doing this update. Main reason is while I was napping, I was listening to a podcast, Skeptic's Guide to the Universe. Great podcast. You get a lot of science information, and they talk some about the skepticism and what it is, and how you can find how you can pick out scammers, people who are practitioners of woo, which is basically bad medicine, and people who are trying to scam you in general. But I was listening to that, and I woke up and it was still on. It's a hour and a half podcast, so and so I'm laying there listening to that, and I started thinking about this, this video blog that I keep, and what would make it more interesting? I love listening to SGU. I don't like listening to me. And apparently not a lot of people have caught on to it, because generally I get 6 hits on YouTube for one of my videos. And then it occurred to me, one of the things that I enjoy about the Skeptic's Guide to the Universe, or any of the podcasts I listen to, is the banter back and forth between the people on it. Obviously, I don't have that because, I don't have multiple personality disorder. I don't even have schizophrenia. I'm no fun at all. So, what about what if I had a partner on it? And we come up with, a few talk ideas every time we do the podcast. So, I talked about this before with my friend Anthony, and we, it's one of those things we talk about the idea. Hey, maybe that'll be good, maybe this will be bad, blah, blah, blah. And then, we just kind of drop it. And a lot of that's, I think a lot of that's my fault, because I think if I pursued it, then we might have put something together. But then again, Anthony, he thinks ideas are great, he starts practicing them, and then all of a sudden he doesn't want to do it. It takes up too much of my time. So, or actually I want to do this, or I don't like the way you're doing this thing. Okay. So here's where my thought process went. One of you, any of you, who would like to be a guest on the show, hit me up with an email. I'll put the email address right up here somewhere. But yeah, hit me up with an email. I'll tell you the email address even. Kerman@mac.com. And we'll see if we can work something out. And this offer is open to any of you who watch my videos, because I think all of you have interesting points of view. And if more than one, if a few of you volunteer for this dangerous mission, then I can work out a schedule. I can do Angie on Monday, and I can do Bart on Wednesday, and I can do Charlene on Friday. I don't think we want to do this every day, because that would be a pain in the ass. But 3 days a week. I think we'll do max 3 days a week. If we can get so we can get somebody different every day. I don't, if it's only going to be one person, if only one of you volunteers, we're only going to do it once a week. Because we don't want people to get burnt out on one person. I don't want to get burnt out on one person. You don't want to get burnt out doing this. And here's the thing. All of the podcasts I listen to have more than one person. Skeptic's Guide to the Universe has, I think, 5. Um, No Agenda has Adam and John. Um, let me see if I can bring up the list of podcasts I listen to. Daily Tech News Show has generally 3 people, usually 4. Now, Skeptoid has 1 person, Brian Dunning. But Skeptoid is, generally just an education program. He picks out a topic, usually involving skepticism, and for 10 to 15 minutes he talks to you about that. The Dennis Miller podcast has Dennis and his Boy Friday Christian. Andrew Heaton's podcast, The Political Orphanage, that has Andrew and usually a guest. No Such Thing as a Fish has all the QI elves, so I think 4 of them are on the program, usually. SGU, like I said, has 5. W2F with Mark Maron has Mark and whoever he's interviewing that week. So yeah, they all have more than 1 person, except for Skeptoid, which, like I said, is just Brian Dunning educating you on something. So I figured, I haven't yet come up with topics to educate people on because I don't think I'm that much of an expert on anything. So, but once again, if any of you want to volunteer to be my foil, then hit me up at careman@mac.com. Again, I'll put the email address right up here somewhere. Mm-hmm. So, all right. So anyway, there's a dog's barking outside. I'll be right back. I'm going to do something here. I will be back in a minute. Excuse me. And we're back. Went and made myself something to drink that wasn't soda or coffee. And it's in fact quite tasty. I'm drinking the vanilla stuff, but in truth I always prefer the chocolate. But chocolate is one of those things I'm supposed to stay away from. So, because it is high in potassium. So anyway, we were talking about partner in crime. So again, if you are interested in being my partner in crime, or at least trying out for the position, give me an email at careman@mac.com. The other thing I want to talk about is I don't know how many of you actually use iMovie. iMovie is the software that comes with any Mac computer you buy. That allows you to create movies. It's what I use to create these video blogs. And it's generally an outstanding program. For a free program, it gives you practically everything that a program you would pay hundreds of dollars for would give you. Gives you practically everything that the Adobe movie program, which I have on here, but because the Adobe program, while excellent, can be costly, and also can be difficult to use because it's a pro-level program. Now, iMovie gives you practically everything that any other program does. It's free. It's generally easy to use. Apple has a thing for drag and drop stuff in their software. What do we got here? Let's see. Okay, Orioles versus Yankees just started. I may listen to that later while I'm working on this. So, but one of the problems with iMovie and practically all of the movie making software is the bloat. Movies are big in memory size. And with iMovie and all the other programs, I'm talking about iMovie because it's what I use most, anytime you load a movie into the program, like I have this clip here, which is currently, it's coming up on 3 minutes long. Anytime you drop it into the program, it adds, it can, depending on how big it is, it can add 10, 15 gigs to your memory. And then after a while, you run out of memory space. That happens quite a lot with me. And then you have to go through, you have to dig through all the folders to find where it stores all those movie bits. Because it stores them somewhere, it doesn't store them out in the open. You have to dig through the iMovie folders, 3-4 levels deep before you find them. And then you got to throw them in the trash and empty the trash. That'll clear up the memory. But you have to be careful, because if you're currently working on a movie and you throw away all the stuff in the folders where they've got it hidden, you may end up throwing away stuff that you're currently using. So you have to be careful. But that is an issue with iMovie. If anybody, and I suppose I could throw, I've got a couple of external hard drives hanging around. I could throw one of them on here, and that's where I could have it store all the movie bits. But eventually, I'll still have that problem. It'll just be a little while longer. So, but that's an issue I have. I have what I call freezing mugs. They're the plastic mugs that have liquid on the inside. You throw them in the freezer, and they freeze up. And generally, if you've got a warm drink that you want to make cold, you put it in one of those freezing mugs, and it'll cool down quite quickly. I generally like to have my, I'll call it a power drink, in one of the freezing mugs, because I like them very, very cold. But they're all in the sink right now, needing to be washed, and I just don't feel like washing them. Well, even if I wash one right now, it'd be an hour in the freezer before it would be ready for use. So anyway, and the final thing I want to talk about, and I may have said something about this before. Hold on, Winnie knows. Probably from the pollen outside. It was worse a couple months ago when the atmosphere was practically green. But anyway, it's, you guys have seen me get up and walk around from here, and you'll notice that I tend to walk a little funny these days. Part of that is a balance issue caused by the gabapentin I take, because that can make you loopy. Part of it is simply a stiffness issue. Sitting or laying or even standing for any period of time, and I tend to stiffen up in that position. And that's because of the extra water in my system. It gets into my legs and fills up my legs. And think of my legs as balloons. If you don't have any air in the balloon, you can do all sorts of wobbly, wiggly things with it. The moment you put air in the balloon, it stiffens up, and it becomes harder to fold it. And that's what happens with my legs. It's generally my legs, not my arms or my nose or anything like that, because gravity, all the fluid flows downhill, and you can see it in my ankles and feet if I've been in one position for too long. But I feel it all the way up into my thighs. They get filled with water, they get stiff, and it takes me a minute or two of walking to work that stiffness, i.e. the water, out. And that's why, when I'm sitting here and I get up and start to walk somewhere, I have to, be very careful. And I kind of walk stiff-legged and whatnot. It's not that there's, anything actually wrong with my legs or anything like that. It's just the liquid in there, making it hard to move around. So anyway, those are the 4 things I want to talk about. And that's it at the moment. So, donation segment, if you'd like to donate, and I would like it very much if you did. You can go to PayPal, paypal.com, and my handle there is careman@yahoo.com. You can send money through there, a one-time donation of any amount that you'd like. The more, the better. help me, work with the utilities. That's what I'm needing money right now. I need about $200 for utilities. At the beginning of the month, I need about $750 for what's that thing? Rent. Yes. I need about $750 for rent. So anything you can donate at any time is appreciated. Again, you can go to paypal.com, and I'm at careman@yahoo.com. You can go to patreon.com/careman, and you can set up a monthly donation for any amount from $5 on up. Any little bit helps. You can go to Cash App. That's an app you can get for your phone, either your iPhone or your Android, and you can donate there. My handle there is $Careman. I'll put all that shit up here on the screen so that you can see it. But yeah, every little bit helps. My friend Mary has been after me to set up a, what is that one? Mary, again, memory failing me. I don't know what that is. Well, it's a short-term memory. Maybe it's just me. It might be a side effect of the kidney disease. Anyway, there was another one that she wanted me to put up. Hopefully she'll see this and she'll put it in the comments. One other thing I would like you guys to do, one of the things I've noticed is that the YouTube hits, I usually get about 5 or 6 for every video. But I don't get people liking the video. So if you could like the video, if you could share the video. There's been some success with friends of mine sharing the videos to their friends, and then their friends have donated, which has been awesome. But if you could share the videos, also share, and I'll put this out here now, my need for a kidney. The reason I'm in this mess is because I have kidney disease. End-stage renal failure, they call it. So basically, my kidneys, they quit. They just don't do anything anymore. We don't know why. We went through that. We're pretty sure it's genetics because apparently my father had kidney issues, and I had an aunt who had, I think, 3 kidney transplants. My blood type is O positive, so that is the rarest blood type, and I can't accept any other blood type. Yay me. So, any of you out there have a spare kidney, hit me up. Again, careman@mac.com, and we'll see what we can work out. Now, I can survive on dialysis indefinitely. I'm not dying or anything like that. But it's cost me my job. I can't work anymore, which means I don't have any income, which means I have to come out here, hands out, begging to you guys to help me out with this shit, which I hate. But I have no other options at this point. So, unless one of you guys has a kidney that you're looking to spare. So that, again, that's a reason to share these videos. Even if you don't have O positive blood type, they've got a system where maybe you can donate to somebody who has your blood type, and it goes round and round and round and round until it comes to me. I call it the round robin system. I don't know what they call it. So anyway, anybody out there got a kidney to spare? Brother, can you spare a kidney? Hit me up, careman@mac.com. So share these videos so that your friends see them. Get your friends to share the videos so that their friends can see them. And maybe eventually we can get a kidney for me. In the meantime, while you're watching these videos, go to YouTube and like them. On Facebook, like them. Share them. Okay? If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do so. Because the more you do that, the more attention YouTube gives the videos. And maybe they'll show up on best of YouTube this week. I kind of doubt it. I'm boring. I'm ugly. And my mother dresses me funny. But all it takes is $1 and a drink. All right, guys. Y'all be cool.
Everybody be cool. You be cool.